What's up? What's up?
What up? What's going on?
What's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? Episode 2.
The
You notice how
dose.
we got better on this one? That intro wasn't there.
Yeah, that intro. But don't worry, man. We're gonna work out an intro. We're gonna work out an intro. We're
We
gonna
figuring that
chop
out
it up.
for y'all.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna make that right.
Yeah, I told this dude to stop taking pictures, so we're good. So what's up, bro? What's up? The draft is over.
Yeah, draft is over, bro. Draft is over. 3 days. I mean, it's crazy how like draft season comes fast, right? Or not fast, I should say. All the hype. Pause. Exactly. All the hype of damn near what? When's the Super Bowl over? Like early February.
February.
All the way up until April. That shit is completely hyped up, and then that shit comes and goes fast as hell. But nah, bro, it was a very interesting draft. To say the least. A lot of teams did a lot of dumb shit, and a lot of teams did a lot of good shit. Obviously the talk of the town is Mr. Sanders and his boy. But yeah, man, draft's over. I mean, I like what we did. We'll obviously get more into it, but yeah, man, talk to me about your feelings about the draft. How was it as a whole?
Yeah, the draft. We were kind of talking about this, off screen. The draft itself, it's a big event, like you said, and it goes by quick. I just feel like from the off season, leading up to free agency to the draft, it's like it makes you feel like the time is going by so slow. And then when the draft gets here, like you're all pumped, or at least I'm pumped for it. Football fans are pumped for it. And then, bro, like that gone.
Exactly.
And now you're in that like no man's land drought.
Oh yeah, that's the worst. Like for March, well, I think in May they got what do you call that? Like, God, what's it called? Like mini camp or something like that. Yeah, and then they got the rookie camps, and then it's like that from like late March to like late July. I'm sorry, late May to like late July. Is a drought.
So drought, bro. I'm over here watching like water polo or something like.
Basketball. I mean, yeah, I just watched my Heat they just got destroyed, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. So.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
But yeah, man, it definitely went quick. It's just like you said, the draft is one of them things that gets super hyped up. But hey, man, but let's get right to it, bro. Tell me how you felt about your picks. I don't know how many draft picks the Cowboys had. I guess you'll enlighten us more on that, but just give me an overview, man. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, man. Just the elephant in the room. We didn't draft the wide receiver.
Oh, damn.
We didn't draft the wide receiver, right? So
what's up with that?
I'll touch on that here in a minute, but on the picks and the players that we did pick. Bro, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I'll dive right into it. I got my picks right here. Obviously, number one, you got Tyler Booker from Alabama at right guard, bro. We talked about this on the episode before. Didn't give up. 400 snaps. Didn't give up a sack, bro. This is the dude that told Michael Parsons that he loves watching. The love of football leave from people's eyes because they got to go up against him.
Right? I like that. I'm not gonna lie. That was
yeah. And off the dome, like that's how he really feels if he's just able to just answer the question like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So then at number 44, right? At pick 44, I'm still trying to get this cat's name right, and I'm sure once I hear it, broadcasted like so many times, I'll figure it out, right? But the defensive end from Boston College, bro, Donovan Ezaraku, I think is his last name, right?
Wow, Boston College, right?
Boston College, bro. This dude, like, I think he had like 16 sacks last season.
Damn, that's
good production. He's not the biggest dude, right? But this dude is long. He is long, and he's got a killer first step. Pause. But but it's not him by himself that I'm excited about. It's the pairing with Michael Parsons.
Right.
That's what excites me, because if I didn't have a Michael Parsons on my team, I'm thinking, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, right.
There's better defensive ends out there, right? Especially at pick 44. But pairing that dude with Micah Parsons, oh man, that's going to be nuts. And listen, you got to understand, in the NFC East, defensive lines in the NFC East are nuts.
Yeah, you got man. Like the Giants got a good line. They got what Thibodeau,
They got
Dexter
Thibodeau,
Lawrence, right?
Dexter Lawrence, Burns, and now they got Abdul Carter.
Yeah, and who?
Abdul Carter from Penn State.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The 3rd round pick. I mean, shit, man. The Giants were one of the teams that I thought did the best in the draft. But
yeah, so you got that D line. You got the Eagles D line. Washington D line's good. Our D line was booty hole this past season. Like, so it was a need, right? It's just like on offense, everybody. Our defense was a one-trick pony because all we had was Micah Parsons. So
right.
when you add depth to that. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to scheme and it's harder to prepare for that. So
you can't double team Micah, and you can't double team Micah now if he performs. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I think Ezeraku will be more of a traditional defensive end, which allows Micah Parsons to move. He can be an off-ball linebacker now.
Yep.
So I like that, bro. Now number 3 is interesting. So number 3, we got Siobhan Ravel. From East Carolina, bro.
Okay.
East Carolina. Now let me give you a breakdown on this kid. This kid is a bigger corner. He's a cornerback, by the way.
Oh, okay.
He's a bigger corner. However, the reason why he fell so far is because he tore his ACL in September of this past year.
Damn.
Right? I just watched a video of this dude running on a treadmill, 21 mile an hour.
So he's fast.
I think he's good, bro. I think his injury's good. I think he's fine, right? And now, there's one thing that the Dallas Cowboys really look into is injuries, and their medical staff there is world class, bro. So he was supposed to be a 1st round pick this corner, but
yeah, I remember you. Yeah, I remember. And my bad, I cut you off, but I remember you telling me. I think all 3 of your picks were like at one point were rated 1st round picks.
Yeah, dude. So PFF has this corner rated at 86. Before the injury.
That's 1st round talent.
So you got the corner. Because they already said he's going to be good for training camp. I'm sure they're going to ease him into it. So you got this dude. You got Deron Bland and Kalen Carson, bruh. That allows Diggs to slowly come back if he does come back this year, right? So the first 3 picks, I was like, they weren't the offensive weapons that Cowboys fans were wanting, but they were major holes that needed to be filled. And then you go into, we didn't have a 4th round pick. Right, because we got our 4th round pick is Jonathan Mingo. He's
bro. That's your receiver right there. I keep telling you, bro. Mingo, bro. Bingo. There you go, bingo.
Yeah. Jonathan Bingo. Yeah, he's back there playing bingo right now.
Bingo.
But so because we didn't have a 4th round pick, we had two 5s, right? So with the first 5th round pick, we get Jaden Blue, running back.
Yeah, I like that pick.
From the UT.
The UT?
The UT. Don't tell Tennessee fans I said that because they cry about it. But so I'm very familiar with Jaden Blue, right? Jaden Blue is very shifty. Jaden Blue ran a 4.2940 at the combine.
Whoa, 4.29?
4.2940 at the combine. He's fast.
That's very fast.
He's fast, bro. He's shifty. He's fast. The only issue that Jaden Blue has is this right here, ball security.
And we all know in the NFL, if you ain't got that, they'll put your ass on the bench quick. So he better learn that.
Right. So I think running back coach is going to get on him. But when they picked him, I was like, okay, I like the pick. But at the same time, too, I made a TikTok about this. About Jaden Blue. He's not your bell cow. He's not an every down back. He is a supplemental back. He is a
complimentary
Complimentary back, yeah. That's what he is. A Tony Pollard, if you will, before you know, they were idiots and they made him an RB1. So I was thinking, like, okay, who repairing them with? We'll get to that in a minute. So then after that, you know, we go an offensive line from Oregon. I haven't looked into this dude, Johnny Cornelius. I think he is another guard, right? Why are we stacking up on guards? No idea, bro.
Well, you lost Zach Martin.
Yeah, but we also got, you know, Brock Hoffman. We got Bass. We've got depth.
We got dudes.
Yeah, we got dudes. We got depth. I don't know why we're picking up. Anyways, so then we get to who I think is a steal at number 7, at pick 7, right? We get a defensive tackle from UCLA. He's a true one tech. True one tech. Dude is 6'2", 325 pounds.
Damn, that's a unit.
Yeah, that's what you want for a one tech. Polynesian dude. His name is Jay Toyai. I watched video on this dude. He's not just a plug the hole. This dude is an athlete.
Yeah, and what was it again? My bad. Defensive tackle, no?
Defensive tackle, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A true one tech, right in the gap.
Exactly.
And bro, let me tell you, I was watching some film on him. Bro, his first step is crazy fast. Crazy fast.
He's athletic. He's athletic.
Yes, bro.
Okay.
So I was like, how did we get that dude, right? How did that dude fall to us? But then
to the seventh round?
Seventh round. But then you got to take into consideration, bro, this class was just full with DTs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Their DTs everywhere. So he fell to us. I'm cool with it because, I mean, that dude is going to be a monster on the D-line. So then we get to the second 7th round pick, right? Running back from Clemson, Phil Maffa. Bro.
I seen him play.
Phil Maffa is 6'1", 6'2", 237 pounds.
That's a bowling ball. You had to take a drink for that one.
Damn near choked. 237 pounds, bro. But the thing about him is that he's not just like the dude is shifty as well. So that's when I was like, you know, my ears perked up a little bit, and I'm like, that's who we're pairing with Blue.
With Blue.
I got it. I get it. My prediction for the running back room, I think Miles Sanders is about to be out. I'm just real with you.
A lot of Cowboys fans that I've heard that I know and I have spoke about it feel the same way that you.
I think Miles Sanders I think we keep old boy from I keep forgetting his name, from the Broncos, Javonte Davis.
Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna keep him, and I think he's gonna be our running back 1, if I'm real with you. And then we'll go Blue, and then we'll go Maffa, and then we still got Hunter Lipke, who we got last year as a linebacker. I mean, fullback. He's a true fullback, right? Deuce Vaughn, I don't know what the hell we're doing with Deuce Vaughn, bro. Deuce Vaughn was a great draft, man.
I was about to ask about Deuce Vaughn, man. Come on, man. Y'all gonna do my boy like that?
Great draft story. I feel like he can be used, but I just feel like he's got to be used in the right scheme, right? He's got to be used like a Darian Sproles. I don't know. Like Deuce Vaughn in San Francisco will be great. That kind of offense.
Yeah, and that kind of scheme.
I don't think that's what Coach Schottenheimer is aiming for when it comes to us, right? So I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they'll put him, you know, special teams. But then you got Cavante. That's the whole thing.
And yeah, you probably can't. Deuce Vaughn's gotta like only be like in certain packages, and you can't use that dude a lot because he's tiny, bro. He's tiny. And when you said Darren Sproles, that's a hard ass, bro. Darren Sproles was the ultimate pound for pound, motherfucker.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. No, that was his comp coming out of the draft was he's very Darian Sproles like, which I've seen it, but he's not being used right. I mean, we had him running through the A gap. Like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah, that's not smart.
you're meeting 350-pound dudes there. Like,
yeah, they for old little deuce. That ain't smart.
Yeah. So our last pick, right? Our last pick 7, because we had 3 of them. We got another defensive tackle. Dude is from Maryland. I haven't watched much film on him, so I'm going to need to. But I do know that Maryland does produce some good defensive line players out there. They kind of remind me when it comes to defense, especially defensive line. They kind of remind me of like a South Carolina. But at the last pick for us, pick 7, he was 247 for us, right?
Yeah. Let's see. At that point, you're just throwing shit on the wall, hoping it sticks.
Let's see what we get, right? We still got our other DN Sam Williams, who's he's been hurt. He hasn't really stepped up to what we thought he was going to be because of injuries. So maybe dude makes the team just by default for depth, right? I don't know. Maybe practice squad guy. I don't know. You know how this goes.
Yeah.
But so those are all the picks. That's kind of my little breakdown. I didn't want to get too much into the X's and O's of it. But when it comes to the block of players that we got and what we need them for and the holes that we needed to fill, bro, I'm cool with it. Now, the wide receiver, real quick.
Yeah.
We didn't draft one, but we signed 2 undrafted free agents, right? We signed one from Oregon, and he's a dog, bro. Has an attitude problem though. I remember watching an Oregon game where he spit in someone's face.
Ooh.
Yeah, he has an attitude problem. So, but the dude has. I mean, pause. The dude's got sticky hands, bro. Like, he's got sticky hands. I think his route tree needs to increase.
Yeah.
But if he's able to show up, I think he can be a good slot receiver, and he can definitely help out. We got another old boy from Texas Tech. I don't really watch the Red Raiders. I don't watch JV football in the state of Texas. So I got to do some homework on him. From my understanding, he's more of a strong receiver, which is cool. More of an X, which is I've been shouting from the rooftops that we need a true X wide receiver.
Yeah.
And you know what a true X wide receiver is, bro. 6'3", 200, 215.
high point the ball. You know exactly.
So we haven't gotten that yet. However, there's still Jerry Jones is trying to make moves for veterans. Is it a media ploy? I don't know. We'll see. But
Jerry,
that's my 2 cents on the draft. I'll let you have it, brother.
Nah, man, listen. From my perspective, I agree. If I'm a Cowboys fan, I like it because it was trench heavy.
Yeah.
And yeah, you didn't get the receiver, but I believe if you guys been watching last episode, I think you already know that trench play is where you build your team. So as a Cowboys fan, I would be more than cool with it, But now we go to my squad. And first let me say, thank the Lord that we finally beefed up. Thank the Lord. Chris Greer, because his ass knows that he is on the hot seat, and he's like, boy, I need to get some big boys in here before I turn Craig and not have a job.
So you think that's common sense, right? You think it's common sense to start with the big guys first?
Hey, listen, me and you are just we're not GMs. We're just the little people, bro. We don't. So go figure. But Chris Greer, I've been a fan of him, but he hasn't been able to draft offensive linemen at all. So to start off at pick 1, we got Kenneth Grant, which was a DT and which was a need, but it wasn't a reach. This kid is super athletic. He's a freak. He gets off the ball quick. you know, his speed, his breakaway speed, which don't matter as a DT. I'm just throwing this in there. His breakaway speed is got to be one of the most elite as a DT. You know, I saw a clip because he went to Michigan. I forgot who was playing. That dude, he basically did a DK Metcalf to Buda Baker. Remember that play? He ran his ass down. Ran his ass down. Kenneth Grant. So this kid he's a freak. He's a freak athlete. He's somebody that is gonna be a run stopper. You know, hopefully. And I couldn't be happier with that pick. Now I wanted to go O-line round one, but again, I ain't mad at going DT at all. So
I thought y'all were gonna go wide receiver.
Boy, hey, in that first episode, I was telling y'all if they went wide receiver in the first round, I would have croaked or something. Over. You know,
I was waiting for it, bro.
Boy, but yeah, man. So Kenneth Grant as a DT, and I believe that this is a kid that is gonna have a chance to start. Opposite of Zach Sealer. Zach Sealer is our other DT. Kenneth Grant is really like a nose tackle, which is needed in our 3-4 base defense. Yeah. So again, I love the pick. Absolutely love the pick. You know, people are saying, "Oh, we could have traded down to get him." It takes two to tango. So pick one, I love it. Now pick two, I love it even more. Okay, now just like you couldn't name that kid that was drafted on your squad. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna. I'm Jonah Savannah Nea. If I'm saying that right, and Jonah, if you're watching, I apologize. I will get your name right. You know,
we'll figure it out, bro.
We'll figure it out once training camp rolls around. But Jonah Savannah Nea, I think I said that right this time. Oh, I'm pumped for this pick, boy. I'm pumped for this pick because we needed guard play big time. Okay, this kid is another athlete, freakish athlete. He went to Arizona. You know, is Arizona still in the Pac-12? Is the Pac-12 still a thing? I don't even know.
I don't even know.
But you know, people were saying that he played in the Pac-12. But whatever. You know, you can find. Yeah, it doesn't. You know, whatever. But this kid right here is gonna start as a rookie. He's athletic. He fits in our zone blocking scheme. The kid is good. The kid can maul you to death. And I love the fact that we address guard play, because our guards last year were awful. They were horrible. Liam Eichenberg, I want you off my team. I don't want to see you. I mean, no offense, Liam, but no.
Well, hey, maybe he'll get beat out.
Listen. And what we did is we traded from 48, I want to say, to go and pick up this kid. And people were complaining. You know how people always got to complain, especially my fan base, because we're so warped or whatever. We haven't,
you're preaching to the choir, bro.
And right. And reports came out that the Patriots were going to grab him at 38. Oh. So people were saying, "Oh, you didn't have to trade up, or you traded up," and you know. So it's like, bro, if you got conviction in your player, you go get him. And this kid, I see some film on him. And you were talking about Tyler Booker's attitude. This kid has the same attitude, bro. This kid is ready to play. He called Mike McDaniel, and he goes, "Yo, tell Tua to get ready, boy. Tell Tua to get ready, because ain't shit coming through my way," is what he was saying. Damn. So the first two picks, to me, it was, if you want to call it an A- because we traded up, all right, suit yourself, be my guest.
Right, yeah.
So, but he's going to be a projected starter, which is great, which was another need, and I feel like we didn't really reach. So now rounds 3 and 4, we didn't have picks. So round 3, the reason why we don't have a round 3 or pick three is because we traded up to get Jonah Savannah Nea. I wasn't thrilled about that, but hey, man, like I said, if you got your guy, you go and get it. So we didn't have a round 3. Now round four, we traded down. Okay, now here's the good news, Fin fans. We traded down, and we got an extra fifth. The great news is that now we have an extra 3 next year. So that's great. That's great future planning. To me, that was a little risky by Chris Greer because I don't think he's gonna be here. So if
you don't know, bro, you don't know.
I don't know, but it's either he knows he's gonna be here or he's just a really nice guy. One of the two. But either way, he was looking out for the future. So
yeah.
Now, I first I was not happy because there was a lot of talent in the fourth round. One in particular that I wanted was a safety, Malachi Moore, out of Alabama. He went to the Jets, so that I believe that kid's going to be a player, and we could have grabbed him in round 4. But it is what it is. We traded down, and that's what it is. We got an extra third round next year. Now
y'all gonna see him twice a year.
Twice, yeah. So hopefully I'm wrong and he's a very bad player. So,
you would like that, yeah.
Yes, I would. Now, the next pick is somebody that I'm really excited about too. Jordan Phillips out of Maryland. This kid was projected to be a top 100 pick. I don't know why he fell because he's a great character guy. I don't know why he fell. I could look that up and tell you guys why later.
It's hard to speculate, but this, like I said earlier, this draft was full of defensive tackles, D linemen.
I think right. So I think the fact that this was it was a rich draft in D tackle is the reason why Jordan Phillips dropped.
Yep.
to 143. But this kid, and you like this. This kid was a former high school wrestler, so that boy gets low.
That's good. That means he can get low.
He can get very low at the point of attack. And now he's a bit undersized. He's a bit undersized. He's 6'2", 312 pounds. I don't even know if that qualifies for undersized, but that was one of his knocks.
Okay.
But he's another great athlete like Kenneth Grant. Now the thing about Kenneth Grant is that he's not undersized and he's a freak athlete. That's why he went in the first round. So Jordan Phillips is somebody that can be a potential rotational / starter.
Oh, for sure.
I think so. Jordan Phillips is a hell of a player. If you guys have a chance, go and Google him or YouTube him. Look at his tape. The get off is there. The speed is there. He's a freakish athlete. I loved it 100%. And now the Jason Marshall Jr. came out of Florida. He's a cornerback. I got to be honest. I don't know too much about him. I know a lot of people that are Gators fans down here, unfortunately. Yeah. And I reached out to them, and one of my homeboys that's a big time Gators fan told me that he's a good pick. He's a good pick. He's somebody that you'll get some production out of him, but I don't really I'm not gonna go crazy.
Corner, or is he like a slot corner?
No. Well, I think he could possibly be like your dime.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying? Now he is, if I'm not mistaken, he's a long corner. He's 6'2", so his profile kind of fits the boundary. Again, I could be mistaken, but I think he's 6'2". So it kind of fits the boundary. But bro, in this day and age, you need a lot of corners because everybody's pass hopping. So this kid is somebody that he's gonna have to prove it. He was a former 5-star recruit coming out of high school. He's from Miami too. And we produce a lot of great, high school. Yeah. So now again, if we were in the fourth round, we could have got a better corner, I believe, or we could have got a better safety. But hey, man, you can't have it all. You can't have it all. So,
for his value, though, it sounds like you might get some good value out of him.
Yeah, and again, I'm not gonna go because this kid is. I don't expect him to be like a surefire starter or anything. Yeah. If he becomes like our dime, or somebody who's a rotational piece, a great depth, a great backup, I'm cool with it. It's a 5th round pick. So, but I gotta admit, I don't know too much about him. I gotta, look at the film and see more of him. Then after that, we got a safety, Dante Trader Jr. Now, I believe there was better safeties in the 5th round other than him. He's somebody that I really don't know as well. He's not that fast of a which we all know speed is not the biggest thing, but he's somebody that. Again, I feel the same way like I feel about the cornerback. If he sticks and he becomes a great player, hey man, it is what it is. But I'm not gonna go crazy now. Jordan Phillips, Maryland. So Jordan Phillips was super excited when he got drafted. Now he was pumped up on the screen like let's go. So what I will say about him, because Jordan Phillips said this about him, he's got great leadership skills. He was a leader on the Tarpons, I think their name is.
The
Tarpons, if I'm not mistaken. So he shows great leadership qualities, according to Jordan Phillips. High character guy. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's see if it sticks. Now, round 6. I'm really excited about this dude. Me and you were talking about it obviously offline. Ollie Gordon II.
Oklahoma State.
Let's go. So this guy is a bowling ball, as you know.
Yeah.
This kid, is he the fastest guy? No. Is he gonna break away? Is he gonna hit the corner and hit a sweep and go out? No, he's not gonna do that.
You got that already though.
Exactly. With A-Chain. But what I love is that, and Miami Dolphin fans watching, anybody that knows that we've been shit the last 2 years, and when I say shit, I mean like emphasize the S in shit on third and twos, third and twos, fourth and twos, fourth and ones, bro. We've been the worst, the absolute worst. A lot of that has to do with Mike McDaniel. A lot of that has to do with the personnel. But this kid will get you 2 yards, and you know this. Yeah. Because I know you've probably watched him more than I have.
Well, he was on my radar for running backs that I wanted the Cowboys to scoop up.
There you go. So I'm super pumped about. Yeah, I'm super pumped about this kid because now we have somebody that can get you a yard or two. If you pair him with A-Chain, because we're gonna pair him with A-Chain. Alexander Madison is another one that's a good, pretty short yardage back. Yeah. And Jalen Wright, you know how high I was on Jalen Wright coming out of Tennessee.
Hey, bro, let me ask you a question real quick.
What's up?
Y'all want to trade? You want to trade Jalen Wright?
That's right, because you wanted him last year. Yeah. So hey, listen, I mean, yeah, you could throw we're keeping him this year.
That dude is a prototypical back, bro.
No, and he has the potential to be an overall better back than A-Chain.
I agree.
In my opinion. Like a true running back. Now, A-Chain is one of the best pass catchers, so you can't touch him there.
Yeah.
This kid, Jalen Wright, and bro, we used him a little bit last year, and fucking Mike McDaniel got away from him again.
I know. I know.
Again,
we talked about this all the time. I was like, why is your coach getting away from the run game?
And I'm not gonna get into the Miami McDaniel thing because this is we're talking about the draft. This is, draft heavy. We got plenty of time to get into that on why.
Yeah.
But so this kid was a Heisman hopeful in 2024. Now he declined. He did decline in production. I think he was dealing with an injury. If I'm not mistaken, he was dealing with an injury. So he definitely declined, but the potential is there. And what excites me the most is the pairing with A-Chain, the pairing with Jalen Wright, and also we have Alec Ingold, which is our true fullback that is top 3 fullback in the NFL.
Ain't that dude like 50?
Nah, he ain't that old, man. No, man, you thinking about somebody else, bro.
Bro, I think I remember you talking about Alec Ingold when you had long hair.
Long hair, the braids?
Yeah.
No, bro, you thinking about somebody else. I miss my braids, man. I miss my braids. Unfortunately, I can't regrow them.
Go get some extensions, bro.
Oh, I should do that. Do that. Put them in fin colors.
Oh no.
And then we'll go out to West 24 together, bro. That's an inside joke.
Doing that again.
That is a part of the stadium that I took this dude to go tailgate, and he had nightmares after. But if you know, Fin fans, if you know West 24, you know it's on and popping. That's all I gotta say.
I was looking for the old folks home.
The old folks, yeah. This guy was like, "Yo, where's all the country and the cornhole and the?"
I was like, I was like, y'all not playing cornhole out here, bro?
Hey, we ain't doing that down here in Miami. We're doing that Uncle Luke, Trick Daddy, freaking a stripper pole in the middle of West 24.
What the hell is this? Where am I?
Come on, he's like, yo, he thought he was in the Twilight Zone, my cousin. But either way, getting back to football. Ollie Gordon, love the pick, man. I really do. It's something that is the potential there. I absolutely believe so. And we gotta see. My excitement is just the fact that he is somewhat of a power back, and we're getting away from the trend of the fast
finesse.
Finesse. Exactly. Perfect word. Thank you. The fast, the finesse. We're getting away from that. So that's how I feel like that.
The league is getting away from that.
Well, bro, think about it. You can't win that way in December and January, especially in the cold. And and if you're in the NFC, you can get away from the cold a little bit because there's a lot of dome teams and a lot of teams that don't do that.
Yeah.
In the AFC, you cannot get away with that.
Yep.
You can't. So again, I'm glad we're shifting away from that. And then we got your boy Quinn Ewers. Now I'm gonna keep this short and simple. I'm gonna keep this shit short and simple. Des Bryant, I don't know what the hell you out of your mind, Des. If you want to throw up the X, go ahead and throw up the X. But that dude needs to throw something up.
Boy.
Hey, I don't know what that boy was drinking.
That's Dan Marino 2.0, bro.
Yeah. Dan Marino 2.0. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna keep this short and simple, bro. Quinn Ewers, I believe, is somebody that he has an average arm, but what he can do is his accuracy is there, like you said. His pre-snap abilities is there. Smart, very, 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 very smart. And like I said, I'm gonna keep this simple. If he becomes one of the best backups in the NFL, it's a win. It's a win. He's a 7th round pick. He got picked 231.
Yeah.
It's now Dolphin fans don't think he's gonna replace Tua. He's not gonna replace Tua. He's not as talented as Tua. Now, can he beat out Zach Wilson for the backup quarterback? See, look at this. See, look at this boy, man. I can't take you seriously, bro. Hey, numero uno, if you watching, man, don't worry. I got your back, bro. I got your back. Your job is safe, bro. At least for this year. So
you're talking about a born and raised Texas boy.
Okay, what does that got to do with anything? I don't understand.
That means that since he came out, that he was eat, sleep, drinking, shit, and football, bro. It's all he knows. It's all he knows.
Okay. Hey, whatever that means. Okay.
I agree with you, though. I agree with you that the upside is way higher right now because it's a 7th round pick, bro.
And right, he's a 7th round. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would say he's gonna beat out Zach Wilson. That dude.
I think so.
His mental strength is not there. Like I don't know. Zach Wilson.
No. Yeah, no, he's
mentally immature, bro. Like that dude, his mind, especially being in Miami, his mind is.
And all these milfs around here, boy.
Boy, let me tell you. That dude won't mind being 3rd.
Oh,
and he gets to go, South Beach,
he gets to go milf hunting.
Yeah, he gets to go milf hunting while everyone else is actually out playing games.
Yeah,
I will say this: like his arm, he has accuracy. Quinn Ewers has accuracy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has a cannon on him, but this past season it diminished because he had an oblique injury.
That's a good point because a lot of people were saying that he didn't have a strong arm and a cannon, and I saw that he didn't, but maybe that oblique had something to do with it.
After he hurt his rib, his oblique, like this is why everybody like Longhorn fans were like, Sark, what the hell are you doing? Because he developed a touch and too much air was on it. Like an arc. Too much air on it because he couldn't launch. Yeah. So, if he stays healthy and gets back to his mechanics, because even John Gruden on the QB class that he has, he did it with Quinn Ewers recently. He told him, he was like, I like your mechanics. He goes, your mechanics are great. Mm-hmm. So he has good mechanics, but this past season he battled through some injuries, man, and he just wasn't himself, which I think is the reason why his draft capital fell.
Oh yeah, well he was projected as a top quarterback earlier, before the draft.
Even at his pro day, bro, he was dropping them in buckets.
Yeah, no. Listen, the kid has he's got an NFL arm in terms of, like you said, accuracy, anticipatory skills, pre-snap, everything pre-snap. From the neck up, he's got it. Now, the question is his arm from a physical standpoint, can that withstand the NFL?
Yeah.
Can that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Can that transition to the NFL? And like I said,
if it does, it does.
If it does, it does. And if he becomes a backup and he becomes one of the better backups in the NFL, brother, we won. 7th round pick. Yeah. That is a great draft.
Oh pick. Yeah, bro, and, for sure. That was like when we had Cooper Rush.
Yeah, and any Dolphin fans that if you guys want to know more about Quinn Ewers, because I know you guys are obsessed with a backup quarterback. That's like the most popular job in Miami. My cousin he can go more in depth because this man saw every snap of Quinn Ewers because he is a diehard Longhorns fan. So if anybody wants, yeah, hook him. If anybody wants to know more about Quinn Ewers, let us know, and my cousin can definitely break it down for you. But again, like I said, I like the pick. I like the pick a lot. McDaniel loves him. So there's something there. So we'll see. Yeah. I think that he has a potential to be a great backup or one of the better backups. So we will see, as they say, and we'll see if he beats out Zach Wilson. Let's see. I think he has a great chance too.
I have no doubts.
Well, there you go. So even better. Last pick, Zeke Biggers. Now I think that the Dolphins. See, in this pick, I think the Dolphins just saw bigger in his name and said, "Fuck it, we're drafting him."
That's like that Hurricane. It was the Hurricanes that got that guy's name was like Storm Duck or something.
Yes, Storm Duck. Yes. He's one of our corners.
Yeah, Storm Duck.
So the theme of this draft was bigger, stronger, more meatier. Pause. So I think Chris Greer said, "Oh, this motherfucker's name is bigger. Fuck it, send the pick in."
Get him. Yep.
But nah, man. To be all seriousness, I don't know much about this kid. He's 6'6", 320 pounds. He's out of Georgia Tech. Okay. Again, if he becomes in the rotation, fucking great win. But I don't know too much about Zeke Biggers. I think he's got a dope name though. I will say that as a D tackle to have a name as Zeke Biggers is pretty dope. So
if you can live up to it, that'd be great.
If you can live up to it, there's gonna be a lot of people, that are gonna be saying, "Hey, Biggers," and so. Yep. Don't know too much about the kid, but I do like the fact that we, again, trench play. That was the theme of this. So that was the last pick. So just to round up on all the picks, I liked it. I loved it a lot. I'm not gonna say it was the best draft or nothing. We beefed up in positions that's gonna make us last in December and January.
Yeah, I agree.
So. I think that we did a great job. The theme of it was trench play. Let's start calling ourselves the Miami Arby's because we got the meats now. we got the meats now. Yeah. So again, man, trench play, loved it. And that's my Oh, and to touch on the UDFAs, we signed a kid named Armstrong. Is he from Arkansas? He's a receiver. I'm very intrigued about him. I don't know. His last name is Armstrong. I don't know his first name. I'll get it. I'll get it here. I think he's like 6'4", bro. He's an X. He's a 6'4". He's an X. He's definitely an X. He's 6'4". I'm intrigued to see. Oh yeah.
You got 5'10" receivers out there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Us too. I mean, that's what I'm saying. 5'10" receivers. We need one. So I'm intrigued about him. There was a couple UDFs that I saw, but at this point, UDFs, but there are going to be some players that do make it because every year, at least from a Dolphin standpoint, there's like always 2 or 3 that make the team. So so we signed him. I'm intrigued about him. I'll learn more about the UDFs because I don't know much, but I do know about him a little bit. I'm excited about him. But like I said, trench play. I think the draft was great. I'll give it a B, just because I didn't give it an A because we didn't draft in the 3rd and 4th round. Yeah, but I'll give it a B. I liked it. I really did. So
I think, based off of, kind of what I was telling you, earlier is like, I think you guys did a good job because like you said, you beefed up the trenches. It's what you needed. Mm-hmm. You don't need skill positions.
No.
You have that. You've been having that, right?
Yeah, we got Waddle, we got Hill.
Exactly. You got skill positions. So y'all needed trenches and you needed DB. So I think you touched on it. I think a B is a perfect grading.
Now in my bad to cut you off, I did forget to talk about the DB because the DB is a problem. We got a problem. we got a problem on DB. But real quick, I'll touch on the DB situation. We don't have any cornerbacks right now because I understand Jalen Ramsey's on the roster, but forget about that. He's not going to be.
Doesn't he want out though?
No. So what I've heard from the reporters down here in Miami, it's the relationship between him and McDaniel is unsolvable. They pretty much can't stand each other. It's over. It's over.
Damn.
So, yeah, that's what I've been hearing. That it's been over, or that it's over. Ain't no fixing it. Ain't no coming back. So Jalen Ramsey, forget about Jalen Ramsey. We don't have him anymore.
That's nuts, bro.
Who we have is Cam Smith. You remember Cam Smith, right? The guy who was popping bottles.
Yeah, I remember Cam Smith. Yes.
Yeah, and he was saying some things on Twitter that I'm not gonna say right here.
He had like a rap video or some shit, or
he had all that. He had the grills and
George Sanders. Got you. Got you.
So so we got Cam Smith, Storm Duck, and Cater Cole, who is our nickel, which is one of the better nickels. But we need boundary guys. So the DBs, this would be my dream scenario. We trade for Newsome from the Browns. We sign Asante Samuel, and we sign Justin Simmons.
Jesus.
But that's too much to ask, I believe. So just give me Asante Samuel Jr. and maybe another corner, or get Justin Simmons, and I think we can be okay because our pass rush is going to be our strength. So the cornerback is the secondary as a whole is very weak. Very weak. Yeah. So we'll see. Offseason's not over. Chris Greer said that he is talking to multiple receivers. We'll see. We'll see how that ends up. But I'm not happy that we didn't get a cornerback. We got one in the 5th round, but again, I feel like we could have got somebody better, but we didn't have a 3rd or 4th. So
gotcha.
Cornerback, that's an issue, but hopefully Chris Greer got something up his sleeve.
Well, let's see. We're entering right now into the 3rd wave of free agency.
Right.
I mean, anything is possible. Let's see what your GM can make happen. I don't think that's going to happen.
What
the scenario that you want?
Oh, probably not. But I think if we listen, Asante Samuel Jr. is on the board. Signing one cornerback that's gonna happen. I just don't know who.
Bradbury.
I don't know if we're gonna sign 2. Yeah, burnt toast Bradbury.
Yeah, burnt toast Bradbury, bro. Don't.
Hey, it's better than what we got now, brother.
Stay far away from that dude, because when that dude gets burned, that dude points fingers. That's all he does. It ain't his fault.
Bro, like I said,
you would think he's a no limit soldier, boy. Every time he gets burnt and he always gets up, it ain't my fault.
It ain't my.
That's Bradbury.
Hey, that's a little 90s rap for y'all, man. A little bit of 90s rap for y'all.
Yep.
But brother, like I said, Jalen, we need to start operating as Dolphin fans, as Jalen Ramsey's on the team. So we ain't got shit. We ain't got nobody. So I really hope that we have something. And like I said, we are gonna have 2 more cornerbacks on the roster come July. Who, I don't know. How we're gonna get them, I don't know. I do know that they're interested in Newsome from the Browns. It's been reported, but you got to trade for that. You got to give up assets now. Bro. So how's that gonna work?
You do have that extra 3rd round.
Yeah, but I ain't giving no 3rd round for Newsome, dog. No.
What about for Simmons?
No, Justin Simmons is a free agent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Justin Simmons, I don't know why he's still a free agent. But now Jair Alexander, I'll gladly give a 3rd round for that dude.
Oh, all day.
Yeah, I'll give a 3rd round for that dude. Bro. And he's not happy in Green Bay. So if we can get that, then I'm feeling real good. Yeah. So But yeah, man. So that was my breakdown of the draft. And I touched on the cornerback spot because that is our weakest needs. Real quick, because we still got a little bit of time here. What do you think your biggest hole is still to say? What's your biggest need? What's your weakest link that you would like to see your team probably address by July?
Wide receiver.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Ding 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 ding. I would say corner too.
Corner.
Right now, the only active corners we got is Kalen Carson and Jerron Bland. Diggs, like I said, he re-aggravated an injury during his injury during rehab, so it's pushing him back further. So they're saying that Diggs might come back early to mid-season now.
Okay.
So I would like a veteran. Shit, I would not mind. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but I would not mind bringing Stephon Gilmore back.
Stephon Gilmore back. That's somebody that I wouldn't mind having on my squad, but he's a little too old for my taste. But
he's just gonna come in and he's gonna this team already knows him. Those players already know him, and he's just gonna be a leader. He's not gonna be the guy that your shutdown corner. That's what Deron Bland is. Right. But he's gonna when you got Stephon Gilmore on the other side, I'm good. That side is good.
Yeah. No, I agree. And the only question was Stephon Gilmore was an all-pro at one point. Like I was the best in the business. So and he played well for y'all.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, no, and listen, again, that's somebody that my team can potentially get too. So, but listen, we'll see. But another thing is that the offseason's not over. So a lot of fans panic. They panic and they're like, "Oh my God, we don't got this. We don't." Yeah. Just that's it ain't over. It ain't over. So receiver and cornerback. Receiver, I don't know what y'all gonna do there, man. Y'all gonna have to get somebody. Unless Bingo's coming through. Bingo's gonna come through for you.
Bro. Nah, there's a bunch of talk about trade, right? We're going to go get another wide receiver, free agent or whatever. There's talks about George Pickens. George Pickens ain't going nowhere.
That guy has an attitude problem, bro. I don't want that motherfucker on my team.
So then I'm thinking, right? So you go get George Pickens who has an attitude problem, and now you got this undrafted free agent who's spitting in people's faces in college. How's that going to work in the locker room?
Shit, you got the Oakland Raiders of the 70s on your.
That's what I'm saying. Like now we're good. So, I want a receiver. I don't know who. There's talks about old boy from the Jets,
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah,
but you're gonna have to give up too much for that guy, bro.
Yeah, that's too much for him.
So, and not because of I'm not the biggest Garrett Wilson fan. Not because he plays for the Jets, guys. It's not that. It's just I don't know. I think he's a good receiver, but I just don't think he's like that guy, that number one receiver. He's number one for the Jets now, but
right. But we don't need. That's my point. We don't.
That's the thing. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't need a number one. But are you willing to give up a second or a third?
No,
exactly.
Not for a number two. Not for a number two. So Tampa Bay has got a damn buffet of wide receivers.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Maybe we can go snag one from him. I don't know if Chris Olave is available. We need somebody, bro. Somebody that can take this pressure off of CD Lamb, because if we don't, and they are trying to, we got Jalen Tolbert and Mingo. Yeah, just call it season, bro.
That's gonna be rough. But bro, I honestly, to touch on that, I think you guys are gonna be a heavy run team. I think so too. Play action. I think play action for you guys is gonna be a big time component. I think they're gonna start
for Dak Prescott, bro.
Right, and again, you obviously will know more than me. Touch on this more than me, but I think we're gonna start seeing Dak getting rolled out the pocket a little bit more.
That's when he's his best.
That's when he's right. So if you guys are gonna be very heavy run centric, maybe the thought process is that we don't maybe need a bona fide number two. We, that's what I'm thinking, But again, you would know better than me. But I think you guys are gonna be a lot run heavy. But I would still try to get a second receiver, definitely, bro. You guys need somebody, at least anybody. Shit, anybody,
anybody right now. Listen, outside of CeeDee Lamb, they got me and you on the squad.
And we too short, dog.
We're too short, man. Like, come on. I need oxygen. Like, nah. No. I gotta be in bed by 8. Like, no,
exactly. No, exactly. We gotta wake up early the next day. Fuck, we can't do that.
So we need somebody.
Yeah, no. I would definitely say that. You guys definitely need, a second option. And it don't have to be the best second option. The second, like a number 2 in the NFL, but it's definitely got to be somebody. I definitely agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see. Like we said, this third wave of free agency is coming out. I've already seen some trades and some signings already. Let's see if old salt on the McGriddle, Jerry Jones, will make I
remember that shit. So yeah, man. No, I mean that's we'll see. Like I said, it ain't over. So, I don't know who's out there for receiver because we don't need one. So I don't, And speaking of receiver, who I think was a sneaky pickup for us? Oh man, what's it? Westbrook from Tennessee. Remember him? Let me look it up real quick. His last name was Westbrook. 6'2" from the Titans. 6'2". Let me see Titans. Let me look it up real quick. Titans receiver Westbrook.
It's not ringing a bell.
Nick Westbrook, Kahani. You don't know. Really? Okay. Anyways, he's 6'2" and he's perfect for us. He's gonna be our third. He's gonna be our third receiver. And
listen, y'all don't need receivers, bro.
No, but right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if we got that dude, I'm surprised you guys haven't, grabbed somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? So
you got Jerry Jones as your GM, bro. I mean, I'm not surprised.
That's your boy.
Yeah, it's everybody's boy.
That's your boy. But anyways, man. So yeah, bro. Look, all in all, I think that we both liked our drafts.
Yeah.
And like I said, bro, you can't, to me, I give it a B. You can't please everybody. You can't get everything in one shot. So the Dolphins definitely needed this draft. I would say this was a very they needed it a lot, and we just gotta hope it translate on the field. So
yeah.
But other than that, you got any closing thoughts? Any closing?
Nah, bro. I would agree with you as far as a grade for my team. My squad as well as a B. It was a good draft. It's nothing that I'm screaming and hooting and hollering for. But it's a good draft, and generally when you go trench heavy, it's nothing sexy about it.
No, of course not. But NFL ain't about sexy.
Well, there's a couple allegations out there, but yeah, bro. Like so when you take a step back and you look at it for what it is, I like what we did. I like what you guys did. You guys addressed, y'all were damn Swiss cheese on the trenches last year.
Boy, oh my God.
So I think both squads did a good job, but like you said, it's got to translate. All this is for nothing. If it doesn't translate.
If it don't translate, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So it's got to translate on the field 100%. But But yeah, man. So that's what it is. We'll close it out. We're gonna be closing it out in a little bit. We'll hop back on here. I don't know when we'll hop back on here because now we're hitting a drought. We're gonna be hitting a drought, but I definitely don't want to go too long without hopping back on here. If there's any breaking news, obviously we'll hop right back on and break it down, discuss it. But me and my cousin will we'll chop it up and we'll see what we want to do. Maybe we can I think in May, like I said, we were talking behind backstage or whatever they call it. There's a mini camp going on, right? Hey brother, how about them Ravens? Well, you better tell Lamar Jackson that he's got to learn how to pass, brother. He's still a mediocre passer. As long as they stop the run, Lamar Jackson can't beat you from the pocket. I'm sorry, brother. Sorry.
Yeah, the Ravens did have a good draft, though. I'll say that.
Oh, but they always have a good draft. They always have a freaking good draft. That's why their team is great every year. Yeah. But yeah. So I think in May that there is like a mini camp, right? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, so, I think it's one. Is it one of those mandatory mini camps?
It might be. It might be. I mean, we'll take a look at it. But maybe we can hop on here and talk about that if there's anything that comes out of these, out of my camp or out of my team, your team. But we definitely want to get back on here, pretty soon. So if y'all got anything y'all want to, for us to talk about, y'all let us know. Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, man. What y'all want us to talk about? Pertaining to
subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe. Smash that bell, man. So that way when we do come on, you get that notification that we're live. So I appreciate y'all coming on whenever y'all watch this. And yeah, we're just gonna close it out, man. So y'all have a blessed night, and how about them Cowboys?
Let's go. Fins up, baby.